its face, what I'm about to tell you might seem like an air disaster, and a pretty uneventful one at that. But once you dig in, there's a small detail that actually makes this the largest nuclear threat to the United States. Madison. This is the Tybee Island Mid-Air Collision.
Welcome back to Calamity Janes, the weekly disaster podcast, where to anything but plain Janes, that Jane is Bailey, this Jane is Madison. We talk about disasters.
Oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. I like it. Okay.
I'm trying. We talk about disasters and mayhem and calamity, and we like doing it. We hopefully end every episode telling you why this disaster won't happen again, but life isn't perfect. So here we are.
Speaking of disasters, I need to address very quickly a disaster from last week.
You do need to address
I
this
sincerely
disaster.
apologize that
To who? Who do you apologize to?
I apologize to New York City. That is, in fact, the city that never sleeps. It is not Las Vegas. New York City, Wales. I owe you, period. Buy you a drink when we tour. We're not touring, but one day when we do tour, we will specifically one day. And
I feel like you could also apologize to me for this one too.
Madison, I called you out. I called you out on air that New York City was not the city it never sleeps. Just confirmation, not Vegas, even though Vegas also does not sleep. Apparently New York City has that title. That's
true. And before, we had a listener very kindly, I'll add, Sarah McDaniel, emailed us and said that she was literally stopped mid-episode to let you know that New York is the city that never sleeps. She was very nice about it. So thank you, Sarah. One, for being nice with your criticism, and two, letting us know.
For letting us know. Defending Madison's honor when I was just too ignorant to let her say what she knew, because she knew it. She researched it.
You made a mistake. You addressed it, and that's
I did.
Great.
I did, and I apologized.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Okay,
I forgive
this is
you.
okay. Thank you,
This is gross.
Madison. I appreciate that. This
Do
is
it again.
gross.
You're canceled.
Canceled. If I'm canceled, that means we collectively are canceled. Unless you're going to come out here every week and be like, "I am the Calamity Jane." Oh my God! Also, you guys, we have this family album, and Madison and her little Bonnie for firstborn. I was like, have we said her name? I was going to call her little squeaker.
Yeah, you little squeaker. Yes, Bonnie.
Bonnie,
my daughter.
Yes, Bonnie was sitting in Madison's podcast setup, and she looked like
headphones talking.
Your little podcast. She's Baby Jane, you guys.
She is Baby Jane.
She's Baby
We
Jane.
don't post pictures of our daughter, so we won't include a picture here. But rest assured, she's adorable. We got
cute little, she's so cute,
little curls and chunky little legs, and she was rocking the headphones. She did great.
She knew what she was doing. She's going to take Madison's spot sometime very soon.
Oh yeah, as soon as she works on it, she's got a lot of this sound.
So do you. So it's fine.
That's true. Once she can work through it a little bit, we'll add her.
Yeah.
Okay, we should get started. Please carry on, Bailey.
Okay. Well, on February 5th, 1958, it was a beautiful, clear day on the sunny shores of Georgia. And I don't know about you, but there is nothing I crave more on a delightful blue sky day than military exercises.
That's what I was thinking.
I know. Just to be clear, though, I did editorialize the weather. None of the articles I read for this mentioned the weather. And in fact, the following events took place in the wee hours of the morning. But I need to create this false sense of security. So just go with it.
That's great. I make up everything I say always. So
good. So let you dear listener, please don't use this for your book reports or whatever it is you listen to us for.
Oh my gosh. I'm still convinced that's what happened with the Bhopal gas tragedy episode.
No. No.
It terrifies me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the United States Air Force decided the conditions were perfect for practice exercises involving an F-86 fighter plane and a B-47 bomber. What these two were doing in these practice exercises is anyone's guess, but whatever it was brought them so close together that they crashed in midair at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. So, I really did editorialize on the conditions. You really need to envision, I don't know, maybe a partially cloudy night, early morning. off the shores of Georgia.
It's great. I can picture it now.
Yes, now you can picture it.
Oh my gosh, collided mid-air. You said B-52s?
A fighter, an F-86 and a B-47.
Okay, I pulled that out of nowhere. But
when you hear bomber, I don't.
Bomber? Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The F-86 is a fighter, and the B-47 is a bomber. Lieutenant Clarence Stewart didn't see the bomber on the radar of his F-86, it's a fighter plane, and descended directly on it, right smack dab on it. Mm-hmm.
He didn't see it on his radar at all. This is because it was directly underneath it.
Apparently, again, it is unclear what exactly they were practicing, what these maneuvers were. The circumstances of the crash, there isn't a whole lot of information available.
What year was this?
58.
Oh, yes. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. They just didn't have information in 1958. Information.
Doesn't it explain something for you, knowing that it was 70 years ago?
No, if anything, I think records are better because everything was done,
on
for whatever
paper,
reason.
by hand.
Yes, on paper, by hand, or by typewriter. And it's all these records that, now you can text or whatever, encrypted, blah, blah, blah. And it's no, everything is on a piece of paper kept in a filing cabinet somewhere in a salt mine.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
This impact ripped the left wing off of Stewart's fighter and damaged fuel tanks on the B-47, flown by Air Force Colonel Howard Richardson. But you can breathe a sigh of relief because there were no casualties here.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is not the disaster, my friends. Stewart ejected, landing in a swamp. And after experiencing an immediate 18,000-foot loss of altitude, Richardson...
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to talk about... You would have tossed your cookies on that flight.
I toss my cookies anytime I want to.
Anytime you want to. Especially lately. Richardson landed the bomber safely back at Hunter Air Force Base and was later awarded a Distinguished Flying Cross for his incredible maneuvering. Mm-hmm.
Our grandfather had a Distinguished Flying Cross.
He did, in fact.
Wowza. Okay, that's incredible. Gotta love a good ejection.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That plane did not make it, but the pilot did.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
And then the other guy landing safely after that?
Sure did.
Ooh. Wowza. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why that's it. There's nothing more to talk about here. Disaster, crisis averted. That's the episode. Thanks. See you next week. No.
I have a feeling something bad happened to that plane when it crashed.
No. Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, this is the storytelling element. Okay, so in order to land the B-47 safely, Richardson had to jettison a payload that could have jeopardized his landing. That payload, a 7,000-pound Mark 15 thermonuclear bomb.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I love abandoning nuclear material.
Yeah. Yeah. For a while, the military maintained that this bomb wasn't active, that it was a dummy filled with lead, perfectly safe, so it wasn't a big deal when they didn't recover it after 2 months of combing the ocean near where it was dropped. Why
do I not believe them?
Because in 1994, declassified documents revealed by Assistant Secretary of Defense W.J. Howard, he told the U.S. Congressional Joint Committee on Atomic Energy that it was a live bomb. It had all the components. Cool. Yeah, all the makings of a live bomb.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah.
What dumb luck that nothing horrific happened in that moment, and it took 40 years for them to be like, Actually,
we knew the whole time. And my question is, why train with a live bomb? Why?
I have no idea. That's an excellent question. Were they just training?
I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
All of these questions, I am asking these not because I have the answers. It's just, these aren't rhetorical. I'm not about to come in with a pow, give you some satisfying answers. These are my questions. And just so you know, a bomb that size would explode into a fireball within a radius of over a mile. That's just the radius, remember. So it's half of the diameter would be 2 miles. And the thermal radiation up to 10 times that distance.
What?
Big bomb.
What is the point in training with something like that?
I don't know.
I don't want too.
No.
And then I hope after this happened, they thought, maybe we shan't train like that anymore.
We shortened train in such a way.
Shortened train that way anymore.
No. No, but I think it's one of those things where you won't know until it happens again because we didn't know about this until it happened. And as one source put it, quote, "There are better ways to get a tan at Tybee Island." Yes. I tend to agree with that. And side note, the title of the article that had this quote, easily the most entertaining article about this that I read, it was called, "That's So Savannah. Bomb at the beach remains hauntingly mysterious on Tybee Island."
That's lovely. I love that. Do you happen to have the name of the author of that article?
I don't, but as always, all articles will be linked in the show notes. So you can go read this for yourself. But there are, in fact, better ways to get a tan on Tybee Island, I'm sure.
I think there's a better way to get a tan literally anywhere else.
Anywhere. Literally anywhere. Can you imagine, though, like 10 times, like
no.
a 20-mile boom on the East Coast?
I've been doing a lot of just random scrolling on Reddit because I have to lay down after every meal like a wilting flower. And so I just look at Reddit until the overwhelming urge to throw up goes away. And I came across a video a couple days ago. It was like, what the scale of different meteor or asteroid impacts would look like on Earth. Oh,
why'd you do that?
Oh, it scared the poop out of me. It was awful.
Don't do that.
Oh, it got bad so fast.
There's nothing you can. Don't do that.
When we watched Don't Look Up over Christmas, like, not the most amazing movie in the world, but I was deeply impacted about this movie because I know it was obviously like a very thinly veiled metaphor for the environmental crisis that is very real and something that we should absolutely be paying attention to. But I was way more focused on the asteroid part of it.
Yeah.
I was scared to death.
Like getting wrapped up in the literal plot, and you're like, oh, people just, that is catastrophic. What would the world be like if you found out that this thing was hurtling? And that is why what year was it? Congress created a commission to look for these things. What are the Earth destroyers specifically?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, it got to me in different ways. I think I've been contemplating death a lot.
This is like the first time you said this to me was a few weeks ago. So this is a long. Okay.
I think I think ever since having a child and your life just becomes like a lot. My life felt a lot more worthwhile. This is going in a really weird direction. I promise I'm trying not to. No. Come,
feel it all.
You start thinking about things in a different way when you have a child. Maybe you agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just started to get really freaked out about the idea of death and like more anxious about it. And then I watched that movie and I was like,
oh, existential.
Oh no. And I was like very touched by the dinner scene at the end, and which I thought was like kind of the best scene of the whole movie. And
all the feels.
Like but again, like really got to me, and I was like,
yeah.
So I've been really uncomfortable with the idea of asteroids and comets, and really freaking me out lately. And
I am less fascinated or like impacted mentally by that on a personal, like thinking about my personal death, and more thinking like that could be the end of humanity, like the end of life on this little blue marble in the universe. And like that blows my mind. Is just like, whew. And then it's just like this blip in the cosmic, because Have we seen the James Webb Space Telescope photos in the vast expanse of the universe? And you're just like, we are but a wee, tiny little dot speck of dust in the universe's eye. What?
We're so itty bitty.
It's tiny, teeny, itty bitty.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, I saw again on Reddit a video where someone had zoomed into the picture and put like a tiny little like screen over it.
Yep.
And then started to zoom out. And it was.
I think everyone had existential crises when those pictures came out. I saw a lot of commentaries, a lot of video essays about like humanity's place in the universe, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I wonder how much we're really meant to know about our place in the universe because our brains just cannot handle.
Or they'll spontaneously turn to goo or something.
Yeah, exactly. I've had to cut myself off a couple of times because it's like my head's starting to hurt a little bit. Yeah. So this went in a really weird direction.
Real weird, and I don't have a bow to put on it. I'll be honest, here's my last paragraph. At this point, there's not much we can do besides stop looking for it, because wherever it is, it's likely attacked and therefore poses no risk to anyone, but attempting to recover it could open the door to disaster yet again. So just to be clear, don't go looking for this bomb. Yes, it is still out there. Yes, it is likely active. The end.
It's not in the ocean somewhere? Do we know that it didn't go into the ocean?
They can't find it. They spent 2 months combing the ocean, and Duke Energy,
good. I trust them.
In doing their own surveys. I mean, I trust their surveys because they, I
feel like this is something that would impact everyone. It's in everyone's best interest to take care of this.
It's in everyone's best. So there have been multiple people have been searching in many ways. Duke Energy surveying, the government looking for their little whoopsie. No one has found this thing. Duke found a heightened level of like radioactive activity, and then when they looked into it more, they were like, oh, this isn't above normal given that there's like some mineral there. It's like moissanite, not moissanite, but moissanite or something that is naturally more radioactive. And so
interesting.
Yeah, but no bomb. No bomb. Don't go looking for it. If you're looking to move out to Georgia, maybe if, after this podcast comes out with our mass influence, real estate prices will go down, knowing that, so you might get a steal on Tybee Island.
That is fascinating. I feel like I'd maybe heard of this a little bit before, but I definitely did not realize what was at stake.
Yeah. And that it's 2 disasters in one. I didn't realize they dropped it because I'm with you. I've vaguely, this seemed familiar until I was like, wait. There was an air disaster that resulted in a current nuclear disaster.
Wow. Yeah. Much disaster. Yes.
Disaster. Yeah, I know. It's truly bizarre. I don't know what else to tell you, but that's the disaster for this week, folks.
I thank you, Bailey, so much. It was delivered clearly, concisely. It was wonderful.
Just the facts.
I'm just so uncomfortable with the idea of this bomb being just out there.
It's just out there. Ooh, there is a rogue theory that Russians intercepted it. What they were doing on the coast of Georgia, no one knows. It's not a likely theory, but they were like, we can't find it because the Russians got it. So that's another theory. It's not a widely adopted one.
I don't like it.
No. I'm just throwing it out there. Like I said, I'm giving you all the information I have.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, it was a great disaster. I don't think it's going to make me contemplate death any more than I already was.
Yeah. No, probably not. I mean, you just didn't realize that, next time you're around Savannah that you might be.
I mean, it's got to be good and buried under something. It's been there for 65, 70 years.
I saw some estimate that was I don't know if this estimate came from actually doing the math of if a 7,000-pound bomb fell into soft sand, how deep would it go? But someone was if it's 15 meters underneath sand in the ocean, leave it there. We don't need to dig it up. It's likely stable as it is. Just leave it be.
Yeah. Completely.
There was an article, a fake news article that circulated about an Australian couple who went snorkeling, who found the bomb. That is fake, just so you know. Confirmed fake. No one found the bomb. It truly is lost.
Despise fake articles like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Really grates my cheese. I don't like it.
Well, sorry that I'm not leaving anyone with the warm and fuzzies, aside from the fact that we did have an air disaster where everyone survived, and there was...
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And there was an award that came out of it.
Yes.
A good ejection.
Yep.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Focus on the positives.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent disaster telling, Bailey. Very thankful. Thank you also for doing the disaster this week. We'll probably be having a little bit more of an even split over the next couple of months. I am...
Mumu is just hanging by a thread.
I am now 15 weeks pregnant, and my hyperemesis is sticking around.
Raging.
So, yeah, raging. It's awful. So, some weeks are better than others. This was like the worst week of my life.
Not a
but
good week.
Next week will hopefully be better.
That is okay. That's okay. I thought your energy level was great. You gave it your all. You were there with me every step of the way. I loved it, and I appreciate it. You go, Moo. You're an incredible person, an amazing mom.
Aww,
You're doing it.
Thanks.
You're doing the thing.
You're fine, too.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
You did a great job. Thank you so much for your encouragement. It means so very much to me.
Of course. And you, best friends, you're amazing. Has anyone told you? You're amazing. Your hair looks great today. I don't think anyone tells you that enough, but your hair looks amazing. And those shoes, I don't know where you got those. Don't tell anyone, because everyone will have them. They're so good looking, okay? So just keep that secret to yourself.
You're in sweatpants right now, they look so comfy. I love how comfortable you feel and look right now.
Comfy, cozy, you look like a warm hug, and I love that for you.
That's wonderful. I hope you're eating something delicious.
Yes.
And we are just so happy that you could join us for yet another week. And thank you very much for the people that have been emailing us.
Yes.
We love that.
For your kind corrections. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, a kind correction is like...
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Welcome.
just the best way.
Welcome.
It's just the best
absolutely.
thing to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The fact that you're even listening and you stopped it to email us, I cannot tell you how meaningful that is. Correct me all day long, please.
Yes. So thank you so much to the people that email us, rate, review, subscribe, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much for coming with us on this adventure for another week. And
thank
we will
you so much.
You'll hear us next week.
Be in your ear canals this time next week.
Oh, this episode is something else. Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, best friend.